Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
And with me are the amazing, the obonge, the beautiful, intelligent, splendid, extraordinary ladies. How you doing, Tokwe Makadige? Dr. Tokwe Makadige. Dr. Tokwe Makadige. Published author Tokwe Makadige. How you doing today?
I'm doing amazing. Yeah, I'm doing really amazing. I'm feeling the pinch of economic difference. So this month marks 4 years of being in the real estate industry, and
wow, congratulations.
My company has 4 years.
Wow.
And my company has 9 estates. We're launching the 10th one, supposed to launch this month.
Amazing.
As well. And we've been facing front face. They gave me bill for back face. I'm like, I don't have enough money. Let me first take possession of the land.
Okay.
By the time they are updating the bill for back fence, you are hearing something that will cost you like 30 million is now like 80 million naira.
Wow.
I'm saying it's not double, it's more than double. And you cannot go and tell customers that some people have done it, but it just feels a bit weird for me to do it, because I already told them we're going to do this one of the things we offer for you, complete fencing of the entire estate, so like it's like an enclosed location. Now we are doing like this is a baby, a woman in labor, that we must born this pikin finish, so it's just a lesson for me, that a stitch in time saves 9. If anything you want to do it. I could have squeezed myself to do it 2 years ago. I could have squeezed to do it last year. I kept pushing, and now if I push it, my father like, let's do it a few months. And I say, no, we do it now. Yes. Where is the money? The money will show up.
It will show up.
Because if you push it 1 more month, they will adjust the prices again. Now they give you invoice. They will say price is only applicable for over the next 1 month.
Ramatu,
I've learned a lesson.
how you doing today?
I'm not doing very well today.
What happened?
If you see what happened to me yesterday.
I beg you, was just.
Do you know that I was on the way, I was coming back from Yaya Abatan, I was coming back to the island. Then, I was on my lane, and then just 2 lanes. This soldier truck just came. You know how they want to pass over. I don't know where they are rushing to. All of us were on the queue going, and then there was traffic light. The guy just came to my side, removed the entire front bumper.
Whoa!
And they're nothing. And they do it a lot. They just go, and you can't hold them. You can't hold them responsible or anything. And these are the things. They are supposed to just wait for that traffic light. They couldn't wait. So they were just trying to maneuver in between cars.
Make the laws.
It wasn't just only my car that they were able to remove the front bumper. There was one that they bashed the side like that because they must pass. These soldiers, are they supposed to be on the road with us? Are they not supposed to be in their whatever?
Barracks.
How about them, Allah? The thing is just
it's gonna cost you now too.
A lot. I didn't come with the car now, and I have to be here so that I can talk to you guys.
Yeah, so sorry.
Yes, darling. Amaka fresh. Keep it fresh. Never to be caught on fresh.
But I was caught on fresh this morning when I woke up.
What happened?
I woke up. When I was going to bed yesterday, I was looking for my glasses. I said, I beat the glasses. I don't know that maybe most times I'll just raise the glasses like this. I go to look for the glasses everywhere. I don't see the glasses. I said, I can't sleep. I wake up. I lie down on top of the glasses. My glasses don't break. And this is the second one in 1 week.
Sorry.
In 1 week, 2 glasses.
You cannot see very well without the glasses.
I said, which kind of thing? I said, this morning, I'm trying to say, what is wrong? What's going on with me?
Sorry.
2 glasses in 1 week.
Age things. I'm sorry.
I'm a baby girl for life.
I'm baby girl for life.
This category
our muscles will not lie to us. As baby girl, as a baby,
get to 40,
our muscles will not lie to us. Honestly. So I'm fine. Thank you. Yeah, you know how we do. You know how we do it. 16 for life. You know how we do it. Yeah. So today is another Friday, an episode of Mama Jury's dropping 6 p.m. Yeah. So we're looking forward to all the views, likes, and comments. Please come and support us. And then the kids are home. I brought them back home yesterday for the midterm, so they're going to be home for like a week. So after now, we'll just go and do small shopping to fill up the house because they will be eating and eating. All right, let's take a short break now. When we come back, we'll do the newspaper reviews. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back. We'll be starting the newspaper reviews with The Nation. Major headline, IBB, Abiola won June 12, 1993 election. I regret his annulment. Poll cancellation done by Abacha forces without my authorization. Oshu Council poll will be illegal, says AGF. Will go ahead despite advice. No proof USAID fund sustaining Boko Haram, says US envoy. Remove trade tariff on Nigeria's imports. Federal government urges China. Heaps of sand used to block access to Benue CJ's office. And here, Central Bank targets single-digit inflation in 3 years. Federal varsities for Osun Ekiti. Oyo Ogbomosho road contract revoked. What stories do we have in the nation? Who's ready to go?
We have one. They said they know evidence USAID funds. Boko Haram says U.S. ambassador. They said the United States ambassador to Nigeria, that's Richard Mills Jr., yesterday kicked against the recent claim by an American congressman, Scott Perry, Republican representing Pennsylvania, that the United States Agency for International Development was being used to fund Boko Haram. He said there is no evidence. And he also said that, let me be clear, there is no friend of Nigeria that has been stronger on its condemnation of the violence of Boko Haram and Boko Haram's contempt for human life than the United States. The ambassador, he went ahead to say, we have labeled Boko Haram since 2013 a foreign terrorist organization. He said they have policies and procedures in place to ensure that any of our assistance funding, whether it comes from USAID, the Department of Defense, the State Department, is not diverted to a terrorist group like Boko Haram. And he said, I just want to be clear that when it comes to Boko Haram, the United States stands with Nigeria in wanting to rid this country of them that the organization represents. So they are really trying. They are still trying to look for more evidence and everything to show that they are not funding Boko Haram in Nigeria. Let's hope so, and let's pray that it's not happening.
Okay.
So there's a new twist in the running battle between the House of Assembly and the judiciary in Benue State. It was found out that they said heaps of sharp sand has been poured in front of the office, in front of the Chief Judge's office. Although some people are saying that renovations were supposed to have started, and that's why the sharp sand is in front of the office, blocking anybody from entering or leaving the office. But people are saying that they can see some stern-looking policemen outside there. Although a wave of condemnation has trailed the removal of Justice Morris by the House of Assembly, the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, JUSUN, described it as unacceptable. The Senate has urged its Committee on Judicial and Human Rights to investigate and report back in 2 weeks. He said in a motion that was the adoption of a motion by Senator Moro that the crisis stems from the purported removal, and that this is a looming constitutional crisis in Benue State, and if it's not nipped in the bud, it may spiral to become a great threat to our democracy. Even though he is saying that it's not constitutional because under sections 153 and sections 271 of 1999 Constitution as amended, that the National Judiciary Council has exclusive powers to appoint and remove Chief Justice, but the Assembly is standing by the removal of the CJ. Yes, so the JUSUN warns against dangerous precedents being set in our democracy. So let's watch and wait for 2 weeks to see. As far as the Senate, they've already set up a committee to investigate. Let's wait for the report and see what happens in 2 weeks' time.
Okay, so there's this a major headline across all the papers. Abiola won June 12, 1993 election. This is by IBB, and he says that he regrets his annulment. So the former military president, General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, has officially confirmed that the late Moshood Kashimawo Olawale, that's MKO Abiola, won the historic June 12, 1993 presidential election.
Since we telling our stories.
So a journey that his autobiography, yes, A Journey in Service, that's the title. He said that Abiola, the Social Democratic Party SDP candidate, secured both the majority of votes and the required geographical spread to become the president. So he had to launch his book, Congress Hall of Transcorp Hilton Hotel Abuja. A lot of distinguished gathering of political figures were there, private sector players, dignitaries were there, and it was also a fundraiser too for his presidential library. And he says that he takes full responsibility for the annulment, and he confessed, yes, that it was the most regrettable incident in the country's history, that he had to contend with this question all the time. People kept asking him, when will he come out and tell his story? When will he come out and tell his story? And now he's telling the story in the book.
It's better late than never. Let me talk about
what do you feel about it? Like I was upset.
I'm happy that he made a statement. It was important that because we need to tell our stories, and I'm happy that our truth and our story and our own perspective while he was alive. Because every other thing would have been speculation. Everybody has said what they said, but he's saying what his own personal experience of what happened was. I'm sure they will bring a lot of peace to all those who struggled.
Oh, they agree. There any form of compensation that will be coming? It don't pass.
It don't pass. But let's say the story so that it doesn't happen again.
But some people said that they should arrest them or something.
It's not our hot topic.
It's not our hot topic.
Let me take the story about our Minister for Works, David Umahi. While they are dragging him, a lot of real estate companies are dragging him on the road, the Lagos-Calabar road, coastal road. He's currently, yesterday was in Oyo State, and when he was in Oyo State, he spoke about the fact that there's a particular road, a 98-kilometer road between Oyo Gbomosho, that the RCC, Reynolds Construction Company, had not concluded within the time frame. They had issued warnings concerning contractors that are not completing their projects, that the contract will be terminated. Well, the RCC contract for the 98-kilometer road between Oyo Gbomosho has now been terminated. They said the contract will be re-awarded. They also gave good news to those that live within Ota, Sango Ota people. The minister has promised, I pray, because the way he always delivers, he will deliver this one. He said they will do concrete road for that Ota, because that place has been terrible right from time. They keep rehabilitating, it's not complete. So he said he has promised that he will do a concrete, put concrete reinforcement between the Lagos Ota Abeokuta road. I'm sure they're looking forward to that as well.
Wow. Yeah, so moving on quickly to the next paper. We'll take the headlines and go on a short break. The major headline, I've taken that already. Knox as IBB regrets annulling MKO Abiola's victory in 1993. Ex-police chiefs fault federal government's 55 billion naira security contract from Turkish firm. Presidential panel gulps 21 billion in 7 years. 13.7 trillion Federation account revenue withheld by the NNPCL. This is according to the FAC report. Economists want CBN as MPC retains 27.5% interest rates. Naira rises to 1,494 naira 3 kobo to $1 at official markets. Tension as Natasha tackles Senate President over seat relocation. Kidnapper Evans, now prison teacher, willing to forfeit 14 trucks. AGF wants Adeleke against LG poll. IG dismisses governor's allegations. We'll be taking a breather here. When we come back, the newspaper reviews continue. Don't go anywhere.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas. It shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take. I can close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, Shine, Shine.
Welcome back. So we are still taking the punch. Nobody has started with the punch. Let's go.
So some people have got to. Yes, convicted billionaire kidnap kingpin Evans has now told Lagos State High Court, sitting at the Tafawa Balewa Square, that he is now a teacher at the Kirikiri prison after correctional center in Kirikiri after obtaining a teaching diploma in economics from the Yewa College of Education, and that he's no longer a criminal because he has a certificate, a degree. He said that he's now prepared to surrender all his property as part of a plea bargain agreement should the court consider his application on compassionate grounds. He said he's now ready to forfeit 14 brand new trucks to the Lagos State government.
That should have been forfeited since.
Wait now, hey, with the proceeds to be transferred to the victims of his criminal records. Why does this have any kind of property at all?
No. It's the effrontery.
It's the effrontery. Then
people will kill. Can he bring them back?
That's it. Then I heard that this is the second time he's approaching a court to seek a plea bargain for his involvement in kidnapping, because he was convicted. He had 5 criminal cases. He has been convicted of 2. Which one carries a life sentence and the other one 40-year prison term? August, stay there and serve your life sentence. So you see, have property brand new, sons of steel,
sophisticated already.
What is going on?
I trust my Southeast people. They will have demolished the house. They will carry bulldozer and go there.
Demolish the house. I'm looking at you people like this. What's going on?
They should share. They should sell the stolen items and then they should share.
The audacity.
The next story, Biko.
I have the story of the economists warn CBN as MPC retains 27.5 interest rate. They said the economists have warned that the monetary and fiscal policy authorities in Nigeria must collaborate to avoid a fresh rise in inflation following the retention of the country's benchmark interest rate at 27.50. You know, they set up a committee to look into this. So they said the CBN governor Olayemi Kodoso stated that all parameters were unanimously held as the committee assessed the economic outlook for 2025. They said the first some of the parameters are: 1, retain the MPR at 27.5, retain the corridor around MPR at plus 500 / minus 100 basis points. The third one is retain the cash reserve ratio of deposit money banks at 50%. And merchant banks at 16%. Then he also said that he should retain liquidity ratio at 30%. He also said that the committee have noted stability in the foreign exchange market, improvements in the external reserve, and a gradual moderation in fuel prices. They also expressed confidence that as food security measures improve, inflationary pressures, particularly those driven by food prices, will ease over time. So up till now, the price of food is still high.
Everything
so we're hoping that it will go low very soon.
Yeah, it has to go low.
Meanwhile, we are spending huge money on presidential committees. So 21 billion naira has been spent to fund presidential committees over the past 7 years. Averagely, year on year, we spend about 3 billion naira. 3 billion on committees.
What are they committing?
Good question.
I have not solved anything.
The budget for 2025 includes 3.73 billion naira has proposed budget for committees.
I need to join this committee.
These committees, we have one of them was inaugurated even this 2025 that is going to handle strategic. They said to handle what the labor people, they want them to come up with, present organized labor have complained about the removal of petrol subsidy. So these guys are now, this committee is going to come up with a working solution for that. We remember the committee on tax reforms. We also, there's another committee that is supposed to handle Ministry of Livestock and Development. I'm like, we have ministries already, we have ministers already, we have ministers of state. Why are we now still having committee? All of these ministries have boards, and we're spending over 7 years. This year now, they are proposing spending 3.73 billion naira for committee. This is outside ministers, agencies, and departments. And
the committee we set up another committee we do
to commit what the other committee has not committed.
I don't know.
Let's go to Daily Sun. I wanted to take my story, but no time.
Okay.
Major headline: June 12, IBB opens up. Oba of Benin attacks Obaseki, accuses ex-governor of waging war against traditional institution masses. We cherish the Sun Awards in Dume Oloyede. A removal of Benue CJ. We acted in line with the Law Assembly. Senate. Opera as Akpabio Akpoti Uduaga clash over change of seat. Oshun, don't go ahead with local government poll. Respect court's judgment. AGF tells Adeleke. CBN aligns with experts. Maintain monetary policy rates. What stories do we have in the Sun?
Oba of Benin, of course, I'm going to take my in-laws. I have to represent.
Please tell us what happened.
So the Oba said in a congratulatory message by the Esere of Benin Kingdom, Chief Stanley Osamoyi, said that the previous administration took Edo people for granted, acted as if he had a personal vendetta against the traditional institution of the people of Edo State. So he expressed satisfaction with the current administration of Senator Monday Okpebolo, the current governor, and the governor thanked the senator for remedying all of the previous governor Obaseki's abnormalities and bringing relief and succor to the people of Edo State. He also mentioned a list of all the grievances of all that the previous governor did, disrespect to the Benin traditional institution, and that these were part of the issues that led to what happened, where he said this, that the people of Edo, the psyche of the people was brutalized, and that they undermined, insulted, and almost destroyed the traditional institute, and that it was just we're celebrating this new governor, and this governor is now listening to people of Edo and is appreciating them. While the Oba is entitled to protect the interests of his people, the people too have a right to speak up concerning the impact of the present governor on their life.
So true. Any other story in the Sun?
Yes, but this might be long because all Nigerians are talking about it. So for clarity's sake, I need to take what the newspapers have reported. So there was an uproar during the Senate plenary yesterday as the senator representing Kogi Central, Natasha Akpoti Uduaha King, she represents Kogi Central. She protested a decision by the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, to relocate her seat. So this is what they reported. They said she fled up when she entered the chamber for plenary, but could not find her name on the seat which she usually occupies. So she immediately raised her voice and demanded an explanation to that. Relying on Order 10 of the Senate Standing Rules, which deals with privileges, she asked the Senate President to recognize her to speak, a request that was denied by the Senate President. This further infuriated her. She now said, I don't care if I'm silenced. I'm not afraid. You have denied me my privilege. Mr. Senate President, ever since the nightclub incident, you have deliberately silenced my voice.
Nightclub incident?
Yes, well, no, there was a nightclub incident, And then I said, my bills have not been able to scale through the second reading. I'm not afraid of being silenced, but I will do so in honor, that as a senator that was elected by her people, that she needs to do her job. She doesn't care if she's suspended. That, Mr. President, I've taken a lot from you. If you don't want me to speak publicly, I will let the whole world know how you have dehumanized me, how you have discriminated against me, how you have maligned me. Your choice of words have embarrassed me, Mr. President, and I will not leave my seat. So they said at this point, Akpabio now instructed the Senate at arms to please to escort her out. So they also said that later in the day, one of the senators from her state, Azai Jibrin, rising on Order 42, which allows for personal explanation, recalled the incident which occurred earlier in the day. So it's still a whole lot. It's going to be a whole lot of people.
What happened.
Natasha is not going to take anything. She will take it quiet.
I think there's
so don't try her.
I think there's something.
But to act like that,
I can sit
cause problem. Yes,
you sit outside the Senate.
It's been building up.
It's been building up. Why I won't check?
Maybe her own chair is outside.
So you have a particular place where you sit.
Yes, they put their names there. Come move our own chair. Go somewhere.
So there's a build up of you can tell that.
I want to hear the nightclub incident. I'm interested in that. Let me see if we have time to take another story. Unfortunately, we have to go. Thank you, ladies, for your contribution. That's all we can take on the newspaper reviews. When we come back, we move on to our topics for the day. Stay with us.
Shiny, yeah. So recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym though, you're getting fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked.
You're already almost naked.
The empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You scissors. What is it?
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
Today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's catch up.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. TVC Entertainment for pure entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Thanks for staying with us. On this segment, we'll be discussing how we maintain our kids' healthy morning routine, and we'll be telling our stories on how breakfast keeps our families nourished and filled with energy for work and school. Okay? All right? Mothers in the building.
Aunties in the building.
Aunties in the building. Because I know definitely aunties will be eating something. Yeah. So
for me, as personally, I don't really, because of I've been on the show since almost 12 years now. Since the show started, we cannot eat breakfast before this show because the show is so early. Yeah. So in most cases, I've had to now resort to, but my kids do eat breakfast. As in, like their body is so used to it that when they don't go to school and it's already like 8 o'clock, they are hungry. I'm like, it's just 8 o'clock, but because they usually eat by 7:07 before going to school. So we've had to create routines that make making breakfast easy and convenient. So not having to go through, I can't start boiling rice in the morning.
Boiling yam, frying egg.
Yes, so you have to like simplify the process so that they still get the nutrition, because the first meal they'll be able to eat in school will be around like 11:30, which is too far not to eat anything. And before, it was purely junk. At the point in time, we're resorting to the fastest, quickest junk. But we've been remodeling it and changing our eating habits so that they can still eat in the morning and eat something extremely nutritious. And I've seen the improvements because we have less, there's like an energy boost in the morning to be able to work. The few times we don't eat properly, they will sleep off in school or complain about being hungry. And my last born, you know him, he can cry on top of food. If you did not eat in the morning, you get to school and tell everybody will know, I didn't eat this morning, I didn't eat this morning. So I think that women, we are custodians of our children's health, and our choice of what we give them to eat.
Very important.
It's extremely important. If you have obese children, or you have a slim child, or you have a sick child or a healthy child, it's within the kitchen. Everything happens from the nutrition. So nutrition. We must pay attention.
Ramatu?
Okay, so for me, what we do is, because for my family, we make sure that the breakfast we eat is very important, because my children, we have supper very early. We have supper at 6.
Okay.
So most times they always wake up hungry. So when they wake up before they go to school, like by 6, 7, we'll make sure that we make breakfast, and of course we have to make sure that the breakfast is fast and something that they can do. Yes, something that is easy. So just something that you just put into you pour hot water into it and make it fast. Just add milk and all, so that we don't have to start doing all those, because usually they take tea and bread. But lately we just want something, variety, and to make sure that at least they can get all the nourishment that they get. So we always look forward to meals that have high fiber content, so that they'll be able to they'll be able to stay long. Once it's they won't get hungry in time. And again, those high fiber content stuff, they always help with
digestion,
and also and also cognitive functions and all. And then at the same time, sometimes we even still pack some for them when they go to school. Like later, like the way Tope said, around 11, they can still snack on it and all. And if you see the way my son takes a particular breakfast, he will put any breakfast that has to do with plenty, he'll put plenty milk in it, but no sugar.
Finish your milk
so we make sure that we don't take it with sugar. So that also helps them in, doing very well in school. So,
some of these, products also come with sugar inside. So you don't need to start adding addition, and that will be too much. Amaka?
Yeah, I can relate to what she said in terms of them putting too much milk. Like I personally, I don't eat breakfast. I've not made breakfast, but I think I got that from my dad. Yes, so I can't eat anything before 11, 12. But my brother's kids, right? Oh my goodness, they are especially when you have boys. He has 3 boys. Their energy level, they have to eat breakfast. Yes, so and I don't know why boys are like that. When they wake up in the morning to go to school, they'll be busy playing or doing one thing. They always come downstairs late, so they are trying to rush to
their food,
or trying to rush out the door. So you have to do something really quick and fast for them to eat. That is still healthy, has high nutritional value. That can help them. So whatever it is that you can just mix with hot water, milk, and quick fast breakfast for the
cereals.
Cereals are just fast. Yes, just very
cereals
fast.
come in handy.
And then they do that and they get out the door. So yes, that's they can't miss breakfast for anything.
Yeah.
And I can see how that has helped them, because the energy level in the mornings, they need something to push it. Yes.
That also reminded me when I was raising my kids. We would have to make sure that they have their cereals. They will eat, feed them in the morning, then you pack for them and all of that. But as they are getting older, we're not breakfast people anymore, right? Because the kids, when they're going to school, they're always in a hurry to go to school. And in the ones in the boarding house, I don't know how they do the breakfast, but the reports I get is that most of the time they don't eat breakfast. Yes, my daughter complains of her tummy, so she doesn't eat till like 12. My son says he lowers his energy when he eats in the morning. But the little girl in the house too has stopped. Yes, but she has her cereals. Yes, when she comes back, she must munch on it. She must, eat and all of that. I just make sure that at least the cereals in the house are healthy. I know the product, I know the ingredients of the product, and make sure that it's available for them anytime that they need it. But they are grown now, so I cannot be forcing people to sit down with spoon or eat and all of that. But it's important, just took me back to those early hours, those times that you're raising your children. Now you have to feed them breakfast, lunch, dinner, because they can't really say when they are hungry. They may be hungry and forget and play, but as they grow and become their own people, they choose. They know when they are hungry, so they can eat and all of that. All right, let's take a short break now. When we come back, we'll move on to the topics of today. Stay with us.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars,
result. Let me go and look for my jam result. So
my 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam result.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take.
I choose to
close the show. Ladies
and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym though, you're getting fat. Cricket.
She says she does show dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked.
You're already almost naked.
No, the empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy
Welcome back. So there was a viral video of some students in a classroom speaking with a British accent. And some persons have said, but this is not how we sound in this part of the world. Some persons are saying that, but this is what they are teaching them in the school. So, and other people are saying that the atmosphere of the classroom and the British accent are not rhyming. But the question I would like to ask is, that accent, that insisting on getting our children, our students to speak with a British accent, is it like a loss of identity for us? Is it that we don't know who we are? Is it that we're trying to copy people who own the language? Is there any way we can take ownership of speaking properly but also retaining our culture like other people and other countries do? So the question is for you ladies, what do you think is happening when we insist? Because I used to be a classroom teacher. And sometimes the parents who come into the classes would judge the teachers based on how they sound and their accents. You hear things like, I don't want this particular teacher to be teaching my child because she has a local accent, she has a Nigerian accent, she has a Yoruba accent, she has an Igbo accent. We are paying so and so amounts so that our children can learn the British accent or the American accent, whatever is acceptable. And so they complain, and sometimes we lose out on good teachers who have good quality to give because they do not have the supre kind of accents, and parents look down on them. So my first question would be, is it good that we allow these kids to speak with a British accent, or we allow them to speak naturally, just make sure that they are getting the intonations properly, the pronunciations, elocutions, and all those people that studied English and all those shon things properly and making sense? Or are we losing our identity if we keep insisting that you have to sound a certain way to be put in a certain class?
So from my own world view, and from the research that has been done on things like this, there is the idea of the British Empire. And there was a video I saw about this thing just this morning, that the British Empire doesn't just take your land when they do colonialism, and this was from a white person. Yeah. That they take your land and they enforce your land, and they take your mind as well. They take your life, your land and your mind. And they take your land by physical force that they enforce, but they take your mind by making you feel uncomfortable with who you naturally are. So you are, this is, you, no matter how well you speak British English, when I see you, you are black. Your hair, your look, you are black. So automatically there's a difference, the cognitive dissonance between how I see myself and what I sound like.
Yeah.
Then it's now worse off if you are unable to get the addiction right. So you no longer feel proud of your own native tongue and your own local language, because when you speak it and you hear people look at you, I see people look at you and see that you're not speaking it well, you start feeling shame.
Yeah.
So and they enforce it that everywhere the British Empire ruled, they speak English,
language,
which is different from what you should be speaking on a normal day, which is different from the language that is core to your identity. It is to trap your mind, and we have
not trap us. Yes,
we've so fallen for it that look at the countries who have been able to go from being colonized into being successful.
Yeah.
They had to embrace their language.
True.
They embraced their wardrobe.
True.
In India, yes, they were colonized by the British, and they were told to wear suits, but they decided that no, in their language, yes, and so they had to go back into finding their own identity in their culture. As Nigeria is, there's plenty confusion.
Yeah.
We're confusing the teachers, we're confusing ourselves. We don't even know our accent anymore. Today we are speaking English with English British accents, confusing it with American accents, mumbo jumbo of everything. We are not able to have a clear identity of who we are and how we speak.
Yeah.
And as a people, we now begin to appreciate and celebrate those that have accents more than ourselves, even if we are smarter than them.
Yes. So that's what happens.
For me, it is all shades of wrong to have a school make you talk this, like, it's like, this is how you now have to, like, you know, if these children were in UK and they're talking like this, I won't have any problem, because that's all they know.
That's the environment.
That's what the environment should them to do. But this seems like we are producing, like, we're manufacturing these children to talk like this so that they will be able to fit into this society that is expecting them to have this accent. No, I don't believe that is the right thing to do.
Okay,
Let
so
them speak Nigerian English.
So I think we've lost our identity to a large extent when it comes to things like this, because I know of a friend. She just stepped her foot in this thing, London, and immediately by the next day, I said, it's not now that
when did you buy this accent?
When, you know? So the truth here is this: people that speak those kind of that kind of English, we've already termed them as people who are very intelligent, because they speak. You now be like, this one is
even if it's nonsense that's coming out.
When they start talking, it's attractive. So it's attractive. So. Once they start talking, you want to listen to whatever they're going to say, because already they have made us feel that, you know, this accent is very important to us. And look at the schools that teach this teaching this British accent. They are so expensive. It's not everybody that can afford it.
Yeah,
I know one of my friends that opened a school. She was charging small amount of money. Come and bring your child and all of that. She was not having good turnout. Somebody now advised her and said, go to Turkey and bring one person that knows how to speak British English. You can do Oyibo, this thing. And the minute she brought that person, the person stays at the front desk. So when the parents come, good morning, welcome, good morning. They will not give you small tea. How about the parents just went. She increased her fee. You know, she was collecting, let's say, 50K. She increased her fees to 150,000. And before you could say Jack, a lot of people started bringing their kids. Because everybody wants to talk. So that front desk lady, because she speaks the British kind of English, accent, you understand, she has the accent. So they believe that all the teachers in the class will teach their children down. So now they will now see that the kids will come and talk about English. Talk about English with thick accent. They are not even teaching own mother tongue, and it's really, really, you know, it's something else. It's not nice. I know of one, and also let me say this.
So is that school still thriving?
It's thriving. She has increased her fees. Her fees now. Yes, she has increased her fees to now 200K. Now people are bringing their kids now.
Whoa.
When you come, good morning.
The front desk person is still there.
She's still there speaking. Turanchi, as in Baturia, serious one. She will just, and they'll give you tea. Drink. Whether in hot season or whether cold, though, they'll give you
drink tea.
Yes, as far as
excuse me,
and that's it. And she's having good turnout.
I've laughed too much now. You should be a comedian. Amaka, let's come to you. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, we've lost our parity
as
a people. And it's so sad. Let's grassroots. Let's come back small. How many languages do we even have in Nigeria? We've not even tried to get a uniform language for ourselves as a people. Even though we said Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, still there's still plenty language, plenty. We've never finished with that one. We now still want to go and borrow extra. The priority of a parent when training a child, or anybody that wants to bring up a child, should be that the child can speak proper English, like you said, elocutions pronounced properly. Which one is this accent thing? Is a problem. We always say that the people, British people colonized, want to speak like them and kiniko. Scotland is in the United Kingdom. The Irish people, they are their neighbors. I went to school. I went to University of Aberdeen. You don't see the Scottish man speak British English. Never. They have when you hear a Scottish man, you know it's a Scottish man. It is his identity.
Their pride.
It is their pride. Their culture. When they are scared, I just can't remember what's called now. Their outfit, see, they don't joke. They don't joke with playing their piper. They don't joke with their culture, drinking their beer. They've not lost their identity. They are part of the United Kingdom. You go to Ireland, they are who they are. You can't hear them try to speak like somebody else. They're you that is in Nigeria. Because when I even watched the video the classroom and the accent, the thing was clashing in my mind. Like I said, what's going on here? No match. What are people trying to achieve? What are you teaching? And see, this takes me back to what Mariah always says about that we need to rebrand ourselves as a nation. You know why? This problem is still part of the media problem. Because you find out that you want to be part of the media and they want to interview you. They're looking for, let's call ourselves out.
Yes.
They were looking for people that have accents to employ. You go to the radio stations. I turn on my radio as I'm driving in the morning. Where am I hearing Supreme? No. My voice is my identity. Even if you can't see me, and you hear my voice on your View TVC, you know it is Amaka or Rakwe that is speaking. True. If I'm passing anywhere and I'm speaking, you just start and say, I think that sounds like Amaka or Rakwe. Your voice is your identity. Don't let anybody trick you. And I'm as intelligent as can be. Very. Do you understand? So it's important to say your voice, your accent is your identity. Don't lose it for anybody. This your
my darling. So, how we rate ourselves, and that's why we're having this conversation, so that some of these things will change. When you walk into a place and somebody has this British or American accent, everybody just wants to pander to the person. They want to give you that respect because we don't know who we are. We don't know where we're coming from. We've lost our identity. And a lot of people lost out on things that they were very good at just because they didn't have that accent. So you know how we're raising kids. Me, I did not pay attention to certain things, but I had friends around me who were raising their kids and they were intentional about how the children would speak and all of that. I didn't have that opportunity, even though I was a teacher, because I didn't pay attention to how my children would speak. I just know that I speak to them at home, they speak in class. When they come, they'll be fine. And I now gave birth to children who are very kinesthetic. They don't sit to watch TV. My kids, none of them, the three of them, they jump around. So they don't watch cartoon. They did not pick up on the accent, right? They speak normal. And most times they are with grandma and grandpa. When I'm going for my acting stuff, I drop them with grandma and grandpa. And grandma and grandpa would speak normally. And so they have the Nigerian accent, right? And at some point, I started feeling bad, like, my children don't have Oyibo accent.
Are you serious?
It happened. I felt bad. But after a while, I realized that, but you, Seth, you don't have Oyibo accent, and you're good. And the fact that I also did not give them Oyibo names. They don't have Oyibo names. My children, because it's not Choco, you hear all the Igbotic names. That's the name they have. Then, when they started traveling, and kids can easily pick up languages. And I remember hearing them talk to their friends from time to time, and they switch on the accents. They can do it. I didn't even know they can do it, but that's not how they converse at home. But when they're talking to some of their friends, they switch it on, they switch it off. Even the last vacation we did in the US, by the time my daughter came back, it took her 3 months to finally lose the accent. Yes, because she switched. She was just with her cousins every day. So she switched on the American accent and all that. And I now told my son one day, after some friends came to visit and they left, and I said, why don't you sound like them? He said, why do I need to sound like them?
That's good. That's confident.
I felt good. You know, initially I was like, hey, but when I now thought about it, I said, this is a boy that knows himself. He doesn't need to have that sort of accent to be who he is. He's intelligent, he's good, he's hardworking, whatever it is. So we need to begin to speak to ourselves. What do we want as a people? The Indians don't use any accents.
Yes.
No matter how or where you are born as an Indian, you have your local accent. I don't know how they achieve it, because you see them in the US, you see them in the UK, you see them in those countries, but when they open their mouth and talk, you know they're Indians. And I think it's something they do deliberately at home to ensure that they sound that way with their children. But let's come back to us. How do we begin to reorient ourselves to understand?
Let me just speak in defense of our spray people.
Before you defend our spray people, let's take a short break. When we come back, talk while we go ahead and defend the spray people. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show. I can go. I can. That's all we can take. I choose to close the show. Ladies and gentlemen, number one, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number one on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a beef of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah, but do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does show dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You scissors. What's his name?
That woman.
Bam!
Yeah,
Today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up.
And so we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. TVC Entertainment for Pure Entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us...
Welcome back. We're still talking about the British accent, if that's the accent we should be using from now onwards. And Tope had something to say about it.
Yes. So I was of the opinion that the truth is, culturally, you can't change something when you don't have when the system, changing the system that is already in place that favors something. By saying, I don't care, I'm very smart, might not be a smart move.
Okay.
This particular video we're talking about is like a video of a not a high-class school, it's a mid-range school that is trying to create a system that would give these children who don't come from a very rich home advantage.
Yeah.
And that language can be an advantage. It might be the only reason they will get a job. 5 people go for interview, 5 of them are smart, 1 person has an accent. Let's not lie to ourselves in Nigeria. The person with accents, most likely, will get the job.
Yes.
Because we saw the impact of life example that Ramatu gave, where just by employing a front desk person that has accents, changed the way the school was being perceived, and the school could achieve mileage and increase their revenue just because they employed people that had the right accent. So we cannot overlook the fact that there's something about the accent, and whether we agree or not, subconsciously in our mind, even the Oyinbo people in other parts of the world find the British accent, they'll be like, you're from England. There's like this aristocratic, there's this elegance, there's this particular accent. Maybe because they colonized a large chunk of the world.
No, but the accent is sweet too, I'm not going to lie.
Maybe they colonized, maybe they colonized that, but the point is, it's there. So we cannot disregard the importance of the ability to have that. We also have had cases, I've employed someone that she's good with her job, but the bullets she's firing is a whole lot. You are firing bullets, man. You cannot be. I cannot employ you and you are doing video. No. But
okay, she's you do video for you.
You do video and we're dodging bullets. We could not use the video. I'm like, is it that the cameraman and the scriptwriter, all of you are there. They recorded video. You did not hear these bullets. So there's a different thing between speaking Oyinbo accent and speaking properly.
Yeah.
So we won't speak proper. We're not in any way, even when we talk about identity, it doesn't mean you should fire bullets. You speak proper. Pronounce the words well, the way they say you should pronounce it.
If
you might not have as much as possible. If you can acquire the supreme British accent, acquire it. Use it for where it is applicable. Because there are places where it is applicable. We have tools.
Okay.
I learn maths for when maths is applicable. I learn how to drive for where driving is applicable. I learn how to swim. There are tools in my toolbox. I deploy them to give me advantage. I deploy it to give me leverage. If ability to speak British English would give me advantage and leverage, I would learn it. Nigerians are relocated to Canada. Guess what? Learning French gives them an advantage and leverage. What do? They learn French. They put it in their toolbox. It's not like they want to speak French when they get there, but they know that their application would have more credence when they needed.
They flip it out.
That I can speak French. Same way, learn how to speak the British English. Give it to your children. Give it to yourself. It can be an advantage, but it should not be your identity. Ability to separate that might be tough for many, but we must acknowledge that it's an advantage.
Okay, I like this perspective.
I like the part where you said we should speak it where it's applicable. I know of a family. The guy lost his father's land because of this British English. What happened was that in the village there, his father passed on, so he was supposed to go and claim his father's land. Of course, the people in the video, they don't know how to speak English. You now landed with English, then with accent.
Hey, way.
You now started. He was just speaking. All the Hausa people, they're just looking at him. But she, let him finish. They did not hear Jack. Like, going with him does not even understand the English. But she did think that he's Mongo Park's younger brother. Let him finish. They were there. They were listening to him. He was speaking. The land is got paper. You know, he was just showing them paper. This is my land. Kubashi, the other one say Kubashi Yagama.
Allow him.
When you now finish, okay, you finished. He said yes. Okay, Tobari. Look, this Turenchi is not our own here. It will not help us. It will not work. They don't even understand the normal English. Then you now came with an accent. It became a problem, and he lost that land because of that. Because of communication.
He could not communicate.
You know, he couldn't bring other people. He couldn't even bring another person to come and help him translate and all. So at the end of the day, I think we should just, you know, be proud of who we are. And all. You see, like my kids, I started teaching my kids Hausa since when we were small, because I brought in Hausa people to come and help me work, so they know how to speak Hausa. We speak Hausa a lot in the house. So I was really very careful with maybe when they start speaking English that they won't have the, you know, our accent, the accent and all. But at the end of the day, they didn't. And this Hausa has helped us in the long, very well. Like there was a time my kid was in school, and then, you know, her house mistress, you know, you give them small provisions, biscuit and all of that. And, you know, anytime we call them, the house mistress is always there with them. So she wanted to tell me that the house mistress has eaten her biscuit, but she can't say it in English. She switched to Hausa.
Wow.
Yeah, she switched to Hausa. Say, "Mommy, chingani one then I chinye biscuit that I like, but don't." And I said, "Okay, I'll handle it. But I'll handle it." You know. So at the end of the day, it will pay off. We must try as much as possible. That mother tongue.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when we go to Kaduna, whenever we go to Kaduna, we go to Huntua. They blend in.
Yeah.
When they are talking and everything, they blend in. They speak very well. They you know, you now have a wide range of people that you can talk to when you go to your own.
So let me
village.
respond to talk a bit before I come to Amaka. Just hold. I know you're waiting. I hear you loud and clear, and I see, you know, some sort of sense in what you have said. Especially if you come from a place that you're deprived. You will use all the arsenal in your toolbox to be able to survive. There was a conversation we had one time where a rich man, I think, was it Tony Lumelo or so? The daughter went for an event or something with her cornrows, just simply dressed and everything. And we're like, hey, see rich man Pekin, why can't we dress like that? And we realized that she can do that, she can afford to do that because of her pedigree, right? If a commoner is going for such a meeting and just carries herself like that, nobody would even give you attention in the first place. The car that you are carrying as a car, they won't even allow into the premises in the first place. So when people are raised in a certain way where they know that, I don't have a father that has a name, I don't have a mother that has a name, I have to go into the world and find myself, they will deploy whatever it is. And now they understand that Nigerians like people who speak sopre. If they have to learn it, they will learn it. I had friends in secondary school. They never went up plenty today. If you hear them speak, the sopre is not here, and it took them very, very far, even at that time, right? But we had people like me who did not care, because I felt like, what's the case? Not like I'm hungry, I'll be able to eat and all of that, and I'll find my way. I hear that part, but I also want us as Nigerians to make it important that what we need from you is your ability to communicate.
Yeah.
The content that you're saying, does it make sense? Do you have it in here? And once you can do that effectively, you're good. That's what we're saying now. So that we can raise people who are proud in their identity. We had some very local people in my school at the time who, very intelligent, they would teach you. They would help, you know, like when you have all those after classes, after the teacher has taught you, did not understand those people that you call to come and explain to you. But their accent was not it. Their elocution was not there. But they were brave, they knew, they understood, and they would teach you, they will break it down for you. And they are doing amazing in the world today. Till with that local accent. So I hear you well, but can we as a country now say that we need to own our identity and stop putting sopre above every other thing? That's just my point. Ayamaka.
Okay, so first off, we need to make a clear distinction between language and accent. So, but you said like if people study French. I went to French school for 1 year, right before I went to law school. You don't see me speaking like the French people, and we also need to not make the British accent generic. The British accent is not generic. It's not one. Even in London itself, people in South London speak different from people in East London. So it's not a generic. So you as a Nigerian that is trying to mimic the British accent, within the British system, within London itself, they all speak different. When you go to Southampton, you go to Manchester, everybody's speaking different. So it's not a generic. It's not a generic accent.
It's the aristocrats one, the way the queen used to
then secondly, and you should also know that the queen also has a mix with the Scottish. So depending on where she was raised, will determine what kind of accent she has.
Would have. So true.
It has nothing to do with like this is anything. Then secondly, it's also important for us to know that what we are dealing with in Nigeria with this accent thing is a mindset.
It is.
And as far as I'm concerned, it's an inferiority complex mindset.
Yes. That's it.
And we need to rebrand the way we think and elevate our thinking and our mindset as a people and rebrand ourselves as Nigerians. Everything starts here. And that's what, like, see, my both parents went to school in the UK. And they worked there and they don't have an accent.
They don't have their accent.
They have the Nigerian accent, right? My parents they made sure they didn't give us English names. Why? Because of how in school the teachers would say, you say, what's your name? I would say Amaka. You say, no, your other name, because they assume there's an assumption of the fact that you should have an English name. No. So for my parents said, when you go to school, when they ask you your name, Amaka, what's your other name? Amaka. Yes, so there's no one. They go up my name. So amongst my father and his friends and everything, all their kids, as in for them, it was like a way of rebelling and saying, well, I'm Nigerian and I must maintain my identity as a Nigerian, and that's what your accent does for you. My sister lives in Canada. My sister's kids speak the language because they're product of their environment. They were brought up there. Well, my sister she's a doctor. She still retains her Nigerian accent.
And guess what, Amaka? Because we're wrapping up now. The Oyibo people actually respect you better when you sound like you. When you sound like yourself. When they see that you are trying as much as possible to sound like them. They see you as an inferior person. But when you sound like you, but make sure that you are speaking properly. You're getting your tenses right. You're communicating effectively. They can hear you. In fact, it was a big deal at the time to be a model. Like if I had gone abroad to model, I had that option at the time to speak my local language and get an interpreter. They appreciate you more at that time that you speak your local, and then you have an interpreter. And you have an interpreter. So we need to go back to. We have to go to. I'm sorry, I know you're raising your hand, but we have to go.
The YouTube people that are commenting that person firing bullets, you will not buy land from the person firing bullets, because you will not give that person 10 million. You will give person 100 million because person firing bullets.
Because you will not believe that the person can handle that proper English, proper English accent. So we teach proper English, but also ensure that our children learn our local languages and also sound like Nigerians.
Finished it.
That is how we are going to end this one. Let's go on a short break now. When we come back, we move on to yet another, maybe sizzling topic this time around with a sizzling guest. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Your view will be...
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show. I can go. I can. That's all we can take. I choose to close the show. Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym, though. You're getting fat. Cricket.
She says she does show dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You Jesus. What is his name?
That woman.
Damn.
Today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. TVC Entertainment for Pure Entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the art.
Thanks for staying with us. So on this segment, we'll be covering discussion with Omowumi, the wife of late music sensation Ilerioluwa Aloba, popularly known as Mohbad. She'll be letting us into her world. She'll be unearthing everything she knows about the highly controversial death of her husband and how she's grappling with life 18 months after. Welcome to the show, darling.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes. Now, the views and opinions expressed in this live broadcast are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the editorial policy of TVC News or TVC Communications. We just had to put that out there. So, welcome.
Thank
welcome.
You.
My very first question is, how have you been? How are you doing? And how has it been so far?
Yeah, glory be to God, because you know it's been God's good that kept me to this moment. So I would just say it's God. It's just God's grace.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also the genuine people around me.
Okay.
Yeah.
They've been supportive.
Yeah, they've been supportive.
So give us an introduction into your love story. How did you meet Mohbad? How did you start the relationship?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I met him when I was 13, like 12 years ago. It was a to-go stuff. I don't know if you know to-go. Like it was an application, like
okay.
I'm a millennial. Yes, I met him there, and we became friends. I used to be a rapper, and he sings too.
Okay.
So we got serious. Like we started as friends, and the relationship was just based on friendship from the beginning. Because I was little, and he was 15 then, I was 13. So as things goes on, told me he likes me, and just continue our relationship till we became married, and God blessed us with a baby boy.
Okay, let me add to that question. There were also allegations of maybe you stepped out during the course of the relationship and the marriage. Stepping out meaning you had somebody else by the side.
Yeah.
How true is that?
Yeah, that was true.
Oh.
Yeah, yes. It was a baby relationship. Like I think we started our relationship officially when I was 17.
Okay.
Then I was in university, and then it was in what is it called? It was in Oshun while I was in Ijebode. So our relationship was not really stable. You understand? But as time goes on, I think we got really serious 2018. Okay. So from 2018 till 2023.
There was no stepping out during that period. You were serious with him.
Yes, we're serious.
So, ladies.
Okay, so I would say really very young and all, and since this issue started, how have you been able to cope with your in-laws? What have the issues between you and your in-laws? What can you say? How has it been?
Yeah, I think I've been good with the other member of the family, aside my father-in-law that has decided to turn his back against on me and Liam and the rest of the family. So I feel I'm good. I'm with my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is a very nice person. Like she's unproblematic, and my sister-in-law is also good. But she doesn't want to get involved in this case because she's not happy with the way things are going, and there's it is just a little what she can do.
Can you tell us about the case itself? What the
controversy?
The case that is ongoing.
Okay.
And your own take about it.
Like I should tell you how it happened, the event surrounding the Yeah. So the whole thing started at the show. The last show he went to at Ikorodu.
No, not necessarily his death.
Okay.
After his death.
After his death, yeah.
The controversy around
is it the DNA?
There's conversation against the money that was contributed, and why exactly is your father-in-law against the current situation that is happening here?
Yeah, I think number one, the family is not in love before the demise of my husband. But my husband has a way of trying to settle the whole thing amicably. So after his demise, it was just from one family dispute to another. And my father-in-law, myself, is actually my friend. He's like a father figure to me. And but before my husband's demise, we had some issues, like just a family feud. But I feel like he's been trying to convince people with the family issue. Do you understand? I hear a lot of people, based on their emotion, thinks every damn thing he said is just centered around the justice for Mohbad. But deep down,
the few ones that knows, that the families knows that everything that has been going on after my husband's demise is about the family dispute. Do you understand? Yeah. And also the DNA issue is one thing that, you know, that brings so much pain into my heart, because it sounds funny, like, how did we get here? We started from Justice for Mohbad, and one way or the other, somebody somewhere on social media that thinks he has right to just interfere into family issues started the DNA narrative, and you know, a lot of people get along with it. And my father-in-law, which happens to be the elderly person, like I expected him to at least, even though he needed the DNA, I actually believe that he should find a way to address it. Do you understand?
Talk to you maybe privately?
Yeah, he never, exactly, but instead he was just going online talking about DNA. I even had to call him. I put a call to him, like, sir, what do you want? Like, what exactly, like, how do we get here? Can you just leave this aside and let's focus on why the whole world are out? Like, this is just for me, like, what exactly do you want from me? And even when I called him, he didn't talk about the DNA. Like, he was just talking about the properties, the landed property my husband got for me, and you know, I was expecting him to talk to me as a father-in-law to daughter-in-law, like, what do you want? Like, talk to me, stop going out there to talk about it. But he never did. I called him several. He never said anything regarding the DNA or anything. What he was just telling me was about my husband's property. If I feel like I have anything with me, I should just hand everything over to him, or else he would go out to destroy me.
Okay. Oh, wow.
So, yes.
Wow. So, can you speak on, like, you know, the alleged bullying against your late husband?
Amaka, I would like you to take that properly, but let me just add something to follow up on this.
Okay.
So I think I remember there was a time he was here for an interview, and one of the, that's your father-in-law now, one of the questions we asked him was why was he insisting on the DNA? And I remembered him saying that because the son had told him at some point, or told a friend at some point, that the baby was not his. So do you think he has a right to ask for the DNA, knowing that somebody has mentioned something like, likely this baby may not be his?
As a father, I think, you know, legally he doesn't have the right.
Okay.
But because I feel like I have nothing to hide, so I feel like him asking me for DNA is not an issue.
Okay.
But it's just the way he's asking me, like, you know, yes, it's like, because he knows so that presently, like, I'm actually, let me just say, the most bullied widow in Nigeria right now. And I feel like as a father-in-law, well, we were friends. Like, that man is actually my friend.
Wow.
Years before this whole thing, like, he was my right hand. That was his right hand.
Were you legally married?
Yes. We had traditional marriage.
Okay, traditional marriage.
Yes.
Okay.
We're not legal. It was just traditional
that's
marriage.
legal enough. You're a wife.
Of course I am, yeah. So, at first, when this DNA narrative came out, I told you, like I said before, I called him, but wasn't talking about it. He was talking about something else entirely. And it was, you know, I saw him going to an interview talking about the DNA. And I was like, at first he said because the Nigerians wanted hits.
Okay.
Later he moved to saying my husband's friend told him that he only had sex with me once. Like, why would I tell him that I'm pregnant? That once one sex can never lead to pregnancy and all of that. Meanwhile, this same person that he said told him these things did not follow us back home.
Away.
That was the person that fought with him at the show. So how come this same person
is the one
insisting? I told him, because this same person did not go to the house with us. It was just me, my husband, his brother, and the other same members. And he has found a way of convincing people that this DNA is one way or the other linked to my husband's demise. And you know, Nigerians tend to like work on their emotions. Do you understand? It's like it's just few people that would think outside the box. Do you understand? No, and you know, he's been trying to convince people in one way or the other, saying I'm promiscuous, I'm this, I'm that, and most people do not even know that he was even the one that wanted this baby. I mean, my father-in-law just left me and my husband. We're still young.
Yeah.
I got pregnant when I was 23 years. But most people do not even know this same man fasted with me, my husband, and himself for 7 days.
You were pregnant.
We went to different places. He took me to mountains, churches. Like he gave me so many things to eat and drink.
Wow.
Do you understand?
So that you can get pregnant.
Yes. Because like I don't know, he was just insisting that the Holy Spirit tells him that I should get pregnant, and there is a reason for it. And why?
Okay.
So yes, can ask questions.
So there are lots of controversies and allegations against the bullying of your late husband by the former record label, Ali and Sam Larry. Can you enlighten us more on that? Can you speak on that?
Yeah, the truth is on the media. Like I know that one you would have seen it. Yeah, so it is on the media, and I feel like one way or the other, he should get justice. Do you understand? Because bullying is not
like to you. What would you like?
They should pay for everything. It's killer. The people that bully, everything they should pay for it. Like that is the only thing that can give me closure right now.
What do you mean by pay?
Yes, like they should, like legally, you know, bullying is not is a criminal offense in a legal way. So I feel like whoever does something like that should be punished for it. And one way or the other, the nurse that injected my husband too, and the guy that he fought with at the show, one way or the other, I feel like they should pay for it too.
Okay, so sorry, Tope. So now, speaking on that DNA, don't you think that have you granted the request to your father-in-law
since last year?
Okay, so the results are out and everything.
He didn't do it. He has stopped. Like he doesn't
he doesn't want the DNA anymore.
Yeah, he's still not interested in it anymore.
Whoa, but you've done it. But have you done it?
I haven't.
Okay. And you don't want to do it?
You don't want to do it?
Of course I will. That is, it is a must because of my child.
Yes.
I don't want this stigma to...
Also shuts people up.
Exactly.
Yes, for sure. You know, I feel like, you know, I don't blame people because, you know, if I was not in this mess too, and listening to everything that my father-in-law has been saying, you know, it is convincing one way or the other. So I wouldn't blame people that's been out there trying to defame my baby and, you know, bully him because they are acting on based on what they've heard. Do you understand? And I feel like the only thing I can just do to even my husband to be at peace with me is to clear that little boy's, that innocent baby's name out of this mess. But now my father-in-law seems uninterested because he's really not.
So he can do it for you.
Yeah, he can do it for you.
For you and for the baby.
Not so. No, but you know the. Okay. So I hear do it for you and all of that, but.
It may not be now.
He has already put out a seed.
Yes, so she should still do
the conversation online was that it has to be done with a witness so as to guarantee that, okay, we know that this child. So even if she comes out and says, I've done it and this is the document, so the same person can still say it's not true. So it's not just about doing it for her, because she knows who is father of her child. It's now to do it to convince the other people and say, which is, honestly, I feel for you.
You're going through a lot.
Like, I don't think you're too young to have gone through, like, you've lived the life. Some people have done 80 years on earth and they did not go through the battles you fought in the past few years, you know. And I really, really feel for you because I just, at the point in time, I had to shut my mind towards the entire thing because it now became everybody was just jumping on it for trend without realizing the lives of those at stake. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please, can you just, you know. And I like I hope that the family members that have supported you have truly stood by you because really it's you shouldn't have to be doing interviews everywhere to clear what is going on.
Like left to me, I don't even have the mindset of doing interview. I'm just like, I've been trying to be the bigger person in this situation. But you know, the main reason why I'm here is because of my husband and my child. Left to me, I'm fine, you know. Nobody, like I know who I am. Do you understand? And I feel like a lot of people are entitled to their opinions, and none of their opinions can change who I am. I know me; they don't know me. Do you understand? But I feel like that innocent baby doesn't deserve all of this thing that's been going on. And also, my husband, he has been at the morgue for 17 months now.
Yeah. So what's halting the burial?
Yeah. So that and also you know that little baby too. In one way or the other, it needs to live a free life. Do you understand? That stigma needs to be cleared off. Because that is one thing that will make me a mother. You know, do you understand? That is my child, and I'll go any lengths to make sure that.
What's the plan for the burial?
They are still here because you know the coroner inquest is on hold, and it was one woman one of my father-in-law supporter that made sure that the whole thing should be honored because. Why? She said she got to realize that my father-in-law has not been telling the truth, and she wants our own personal lawyer to go to the inquest to join the inquest. So I think their lawyers submitted an application to the magistrate court, and they said, the lawyer told the magistrate that he wants everybody to come back again, like he wants this inquest to start all over again. So like it's been back and forth.
That's why it's on hold.
Yeah, that is why it's on hold. And my father-in-law is also aware of it. And I feel like he's in the position to
find a way
because the woman is his supporter, like the woman, like they are in a relationship, they are close, and I feel like if he wants to put a stop to it today, he knows what to do. All he has to do is just to talk to the woman, and you know things will get sorted. But he has refused to do it. If instead he's always going on interview, saying like blaming it on the government, and so many people believed him because he has been the only one talking. The government knows nothing about this. So it's just an individual.
Okay. So like the question on so many people's lips for clarity, you know, did Mohbad, did he have a will? What properties are really causing all these rifts? Are there royalties that you're receiving from his songs? Yeah. What are the sharing formulas? But people really want to, because it seems like this whole fight is centered around property, wealth, will. So can we have more clarity? Can Nigerians have more clarity on that? What exactly are they fighting for? Which property? Which royalty? What exactly are you getting anything with your son now since this whole thing?
Aside
What's
from the money
problem?
people contributed for Liam after my husband demise, I have not gotten anything so far. Like, I feel like every damn thing that he has been on hold the moment he died up to this moment. And I feel like the problem here is that my father-in-law wants to be in charge
of his
everything. Yes, that is where that is the beginning, because that was the real thing I knew that caused this whole thing. So my father-in-law wants to be in charge. You know, you're speaking to a lot of people, my husband's friend, like everybody, my husband's lawyer and all of that. So you want to be in charge. And, you know, people were just telling him to just hold on. This guy has a child. Can we just allow it to be done legally? So that's where the problem.
Okay, so did Mohbad, did he write a will?
No, that's
he was young now.
Here is my concern. Because of this case being protracted for so long, there is no properties, the royalties, everything is now like paused until the case is resolved before you can now withdraw anything from it. What are you doing?
Me.
Okay,
he has a lawyer.
Okay, before the lawyer can then what are you doing personally to, like, for work, for earning, to keep yourself together? How are you surviving?
Not first, he had a plan on getting me a salon. That was before his demise, but he wanted to settle his parents then to me. But you know, after his demise, a lot of people has been there for me. You know, my families, my husband's friends, like strangers, you know, has really been there for us financially, and you know. But later on, I think after a year of his demise, some people really run for me. I have an online business now where I sell hairs. Yes, and so I've been, it's been going well. Yes.
So let me ask you about the relationship between you and your sister. Okay. You've been at loggerheads. What exactly happened, and are people looking to resolve it anytime soon?
Yeah. So what happened is, like, my father-in-law has been, he has said so many things, and my sister has been the one like trying to counter him and all of that. So it got really worse to an extent that my father was saying it all around. I used to F around. I used to put substance in my husband's food, and all of that. Yeah. So my sister, like, who happens to be like, she's somebody that she get angry easily. Went on live to talk about it, like trying to defend me. Like, said my father-in-law, like she was actually trying to defend me. And while doing that, she was really trying to talk about my husband being the cheating one and all of that. That is one thing that my husband and my child, I don't like it, because he's not here to defend himself anymore, and he's dead. So I feel like a reasonable person should at least say good things about him and not the bad ones. Do you understand? My husband is not an angel. He has one or two things, like he has his own side, but I feel like
not put it out there when he's
exactly. He's dead. So people need to hear beautiful things about him and not the other way around. So, and before then, I actually called her and I told her to please, that she should not interfere in all of this. I actually begged her to please not say anything. In fact, she should not even answer my father-in-law. It is not because I don't have anything to say, but because I'm just trying to be a bigger person in this situation. And if I should reply to everything that's been said, this whole thing would have got more messy. So I feel like my silence is just the best. But she did not answer, so she went all out for my father-in-law, like to reply him. And she just like, she was now talking about my husband, like my husband is the one giving me the infection and all of that. And I feel like, and it didn't sit well with me. So I had to do a disclaimer on my Instagram story, and she got mad. She said I embarrassed her publicly. In fact, she even cried. I just did my thing. I never knew
it would hurt her like that.
Exactly. So, I was just trying to look after my husband. And
but there are speculations that while Mohbad was alive, two of you, your relationship was more like a cat and mouse.
Like you and your husband.
Me and my husband.
Yeah. So let me start by asking, what sort of relationship did you have with him? Was it a loving relationship? Were you people fighting back to back?
It was a loving relationship.
Okay.
And myself and my husband have never had a physical fight. No, like we are young couples, so no marriage is perfect and no relationship is perfect. And you will not learn. You know, I'm actually dating an artist, so you know it is a lot. But you know, we used to disagree to agree, and most times whenever he does something to me, as my father-in-law is actually my friend, so I always call him. So I think those are the things he's actually using against me now. So whenever he does something to me, I will just call, hey, Daddy, your son has done this and that. My father-in-law will call all the way from Ikorodu to beg me.
So that's a really good relationship. So this is really surprising for you.
I think I got to know I was pregnant like 2 weeks after the fasting and this thing. When I called him, he came all over from Ikorodu. He made stew for me. That man is I'm not going to like I would say the good things that he has done for me. Do you understand? And I feel like the reason for our issue is because he feels like I betrayed him in one way or the other, just because of my mother-in-law. You know, my mother-in-law is.
You now became close to her.
And I feel like even if I did anything wrong to him, as a father,
should have called you.
And even if you want to discipline me, like I don't like you shouldn't go to his grandchild. Like it's you know it is odd food. You understand? But the fact that he literally did this whole thing to even try to he didn't even spare that little baby. That is what I am.
He wasn't thinking about him.
Yes, I knew that. Okay, one way or the other, I feel like I'm supposed to at least talk to him before making some move, like me trying to be on good terms with my mother-in-law and all of that, because it was just me and him. My mother-in-law is just like we are not.
And men have a tendency to be jealous like that.
Exactly. Yeah, but you know,
and shifted to her.
Yeah, and when my mother-in-law came into the spirit, it was not even me. It was this child that willingly forgive her. So my mother-in-law was trying to maybe we sideline him. We didn't carry him along with all of that.
The family, this one is the family issue.
Let me come in, right? So, you know, I hear from even what you're saying, even with the quarrel, I can still hear the love you still have for your father-in-law and the love you have for your late husband. You know, I can still see that mix, you know. And, you know, when it comes to family, I just feel like that when you think about the things you miss about your husband and the relationship you had with your father-in-law, which I'm sure you also miss. You know, have you also tried to not be the bigger person, to call him aside and show him that love? Because sometimes, like what Tobedem said here, is like sometimes jealousy, and when we miss somebody or when we feel betrayed by someone that is close to us, all we need is just a hug and that love, and that reassurance of that love.
I called him. I actually asked like, Daddy, like, why are you doing this to me and your child and your grandson? And at first, I was like, why do I have to take Liam to my mother-in-law's place? What does my mother-in-law?
That's the root of the matter.
Like what does my mother-in-law has to ask me to bring Liam over to him on the island? I took him there. Like why did I bring Liam to Ikorodu to meet him? And I was like, Daddy, I did that because Mama has been the only one asking of Liam. You never did. Instead, we were just going online to talk bad about me and Liam. I asked him again, like, what do you want from me? Like, why are you doing this to me? Like, is there anything? Then he was like, then it was like, if I'm ready to like. That he knows that a lot of people would have called me to tell me what you want. And I said yes. That is truly a lot of people called me. My dad, my husband's friend, my mother-in-law, and the rest. Like, yes. And I told him that yes, truly they called me. And he said, okay, so if I'm ready to agree to whatever he says, then there's no problem. Like, he will stop.
Okay, so what does he want?
Like, it's just the property. Like, he wants to be in charge.
Yeah. But tell us, let's talk more about Mohbad. And I like how you said, now that he's dead, many people should talk more about the good things that he's done. Are there other things that, or dreams that he had, that if he was alive, he would have fulfilled, that he shared with you?
So many dreams, a lot. And part of it is, you know, his child. He wanted Liam to be out of the country. Like, he doesn't want Liam to grow up in this country. As we knew what would happen, And secondly, he had a plan. Like, he had a plan on releasing his album January last year. He died September 2023. Last year, January. He already has the name for the album. The album name is Liam, his son. And you know, he has so many plans. His father, like, he wanted to establish his mother as well. Like, he died on Tuesday. We're supposed to go to Ikorodu. I was supposed to go to Ikorodu on Monday to go with his mother to stock the rented up a shop that he rented for her. So he had so many plans for the family. He had so many plans for his brother. He wanted his brother to also further more on his education. You know, his music, and a lot of people has been there for him behind closed doors, like Olamide, Zlatan. Like, you know, they had plans on jumping into his album. So, you know, he has so many plans, but you know, it's just so unfortunate that death didn't make it happen.
So, and still trying to look at the positives of what has happened. When he passed, his music went viral.
Yeah.
People, I knew of a song, but I didn't even know who sang the song.
Exactly.
It was after that we now sort of found out that he was the one. So there was sort of like this inflow of a lot of attention towards him and everything. Is there anything you're planning to do when all of this passed to keep his legacy? Like, what would be your ideal to maintain his legacy that it never gets forgotten?
Yeah, I feel like the first thing is when the family is settled. Yeah. Because
that's what you can think.
Nothing can happen without the family in order. Nothing. Like, there's nothing that anybody wants to try that will be successful.
True.
Okay, so what do you think is settling? Because I'm here thinking you're a very young woman and you're going through a whole lot. What do you think is settling to you?
What do you want?
A very young woman, and at the same time, when Mohbad was alive, he accepted Liam as his son. And I'm trying to figure out the reason why others will not accept the guy as his son. Is it that when
the rest of the family
accepted him as their son? Okay, just your father-in-law. And I'll just say you should still go ahead and do the DNA with a reputable place.
The question: what would settlement mean for you?
I think settlement. Okay, I think maybe when my husband gets the right justice he deserves.
Okay.
And my father-in-law, he should just, whatever you want, like he should do the DNA because he's not ready for the DNA now.
Okay.
Yes, it doesn't seem, so uninterested with the DNA. He should just do the DNA. In fact, he should, he's free to do it wherever he wants to.
Okay.
He should just give me the permission to also do mine because he doesn't want it. He wants his own personal DNA to be the last.
Okay.
Have you
he
should give me the permission to do my own personal DNA too.
Okay. Yes.
He wants to
be the
DNA himself without her involvement.
Yeah. So I just want to have my own personal DNA too
as well.
Yes. I don't mind. You should take it anyway. I don't have anything to hide.
Okay. But you still do your own.
Of course. Yes. I just want to have my own dog.
But do you need permission from him?
We have to go, darling.
He knows about all of this, but I feel like he doesn't he knows. But my father-in-law is 100% sure that Liam is his grandchild.
Yeah.
The one with the other, Liam looks like him.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
We have to go. Thank you so much for being on the show with us. The views and opinions expressed in this live broadcast are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the editorial policy of TVC News or TVC Communications. And thank you, ladies, as well. Wish you the very best.
Yes, all the best.
Yes, that life has to
and
give.
Even you. The future is bright.
We wish you a lot of love, right?
May God continue to give you
Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you for your contributions on the show, and thank you for joining us today.
Welcome,
that's all we can take on the show today. We'll see you again. Your View Pigeon starts tomorrow, 9 a.m. Stay tuned and have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye now.